All right, we're live, Proline TV for a Thursday night as we take a look at a couple of graded stakes races from Churchill Downs. Jon Hardoon, of course, joining us from the Ragas and Sheets. As always, how's it going, John? I already know the answer to that question.
Good, Greg. I've been sick the last couple of days, but I'm a trooper. We promised them a live show, so we're here.
That you are. And that we are here. So we'll do our best to try to make this a quick program so you can get back under the covers. And we will be back, of course. It's important that you're sick this week and not next week, by the way, John, because next week's going to be too big for you to be sick. So get it out of the way. Anyway, thanks for joining us here on the show, everybody. Don't forget, if you have any questions or comments during the live show, go ahead. The more the merrier. Same thing when the show is on demand. And also, don't forget to subscribe. You guys did a much better job, by the way, subscribing last week, which I was very happy to see. Yeah, that's the lifeblood of what we're doing here are the subscriptions. So if you have yet to subscribe to the show, please do that. That is the best way to follow us and also to provide nice little cushion for us here so we can keep giving you these free videos and free picks. Don't forget, real soon, we're going to have an announcement regarding our new Patreon, which hopefully, I'm trying to see if I can get this done by next week. If we could do that, that'd be great because we have such a big week. And the Patreon gives us the opportunity to give a couple of extra race analysis, picks, also Q&As, where I know there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of questions regarding the sheets. They just joined the channel. They don't know what the sheets are. So there's a whole bunch of different things that we have on the Patreon, the new Patreon account that we're creating that will be really beneficial to everybody. So I'm looking forward to that. It's just takes a while to put it together. Okay. Anyway, let's see what's going on with our viewers because we had a pretty good week again, 50% last week. BEAS Text Mode 2000. Damn, you guys crushed the Gamely. Michael No God, who, by the way, was one of our viewers who used the thanks icon at the bottom of the screen, and that's where you can donate and contribute to the program. Michael donated $25 a couple of weeks after there were some great picks that he was able to get here on the show, turn that into a profit. Well, once again, Michael, with more profiteering. Thank you, John, for the $132 10-cent try win in the 7th race at Santa Anita. So that was directly to you, John. Ricky,
well, we ran 1, 2, 3 in that, and was that the grass race?
Yes.
So we can't do better than that. We ran 1, 2, 3. The try was $132 on a $6 bet. Nothing wrong with that. And the exacta, and the winner, and everything else. Yes, the next race we lost. We lost by that much. Me, Hermano Romano. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, he's turning into another. What was that horse?
Money burner. Yeah, we had a couple of those over the
years. What was it? The Belmont? No, what race did he eventually win?
Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone.
Yes, Sierra Leone. Yes. And finally, he won for us. So maybe that'll be coming to us soon with Mi Hermano Ramon. Anyway, Ricky NYC 69. Well, I must say, John is a wealth of information for the average bettor, which is priceless. Also, I put his handicapping up there with the best of them. P.S. Greg, you've come a long way. Thank you. And I definitely have, thanks to the guidance of this excellent handicapper in the thoroughbred industry, Jon Hardoon. I've only known him for about 15 years, so it's about time I've learned a few things. But yes, John is obviously doing really well, as always, here. And as Ricky says, he basically uses the perfect word, which is priceless. And that's the thing. This is all free information we're giving everybody. So anything you guys can give back, we appreciate. And Bruce Henry 7238. I have been following John since the 1990s in Southern California. He is the best. He gave out an exacta editor's note and skip away, which I cashed for $600 profit. Was that a while ago?
Way to go, Bruce. I don't know. Skip away ran 10 years ago, maybe longer.
Okay. Wow. That's a big memory for Bruce. That's how long I guess he's been following you since the 90s. So were you alive in the 90s, John? Handicap thoroughbred racing?
I was alive in the 90s.
Yes, you were a young man.
Not that young.
Skipping through the tulips out on the
younger than I am today. What could I tell you?
Just a little bit. Yes. All right.
Okay, so what races are we doing?
We are going to do races 10 and 11 at Churchill Downs. There are, I believe, 4 grade 3 races at Churchill on the card. So we're doing the last 2. So the double will be available, which is always cool. And we will start with race 10. Obviously, we're going to go in order. Let me post up here.
Actually, Greg, races 6 through 10 are all stake races. Some, I guess, are grade 3s or whatever. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think they have 6.
Yeah, there they are. Let's see. That's 5. Okay. This is
Aristides. Race 7.
Yeah, the purses. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all stake races there from the 6th race.
There's the 6th. And then the 7th. I think they're all the same purse, 275.
Well, it looks like
there's the 7th,
275s.
And there's the 8th. By the way, in the 8th, I think it's finally time to take your filly. By the way, John, that was a horse we talked about a few years ago when we were doing that prediction show in the beginning of the year.
Oh, who's your filly? Who's your filly?
Yeah,
I said she would be either a major disappointment. She was my selection for major disappointment or for filly of the year.
There you go. And we know which way it went. But now she's finally her line is really nice. So keep an eye on Who's Your Filly, who's getting right now 5-1 odds in race number 8.
It's a bad morning line. Go ahead.
It might be the worst. That might be something that'll come back to haunt us on Saturday. And then the Arlington Stakes, which we were considering taking, but we decided to go with race 11 instead. And this one is a grade 3 race. This is actually a pretty decent race as well. So I'm actually, I know you don't need to give out a free pick, but I will. I'm going to go with the 9 over the 5-1 in race 9. I did all the research anyway. Nobody cares really about my picks too much, but that's what I'm going with, 9 over 5-1 in that race. But that's, again, as John said, all these are $275,000 purses. And several of them, 4 of them are grade 3 races, including the one we're going to start with right now. That includes a Kentucky Derby winner and a Peter Pan winner. So let's get right to it. And this one is going to be at about close to 5:30 on Saturday. This is the Blame Stakes. All right. So this is 4-year-olds and up. And the morning line favorite, John, is going to be the 9 post time, a 3-1 shot that could be vulnerable based on coming off a 4 a little less than a month ago. And that was a race that he just raced, it looks like, for the first time, maybe ever, I don't know, but for the first time, at least on this card here, on Lasix. So post time looks vulnerable at 3-1. Even though he's 16 out of 16 in the money with 10 wins. That's good. Anytime you get a favorite that's potentially vulnerable.
Well, the reason that he was on Lasix last time out is because he was eligible to use Lasix. He was not in a stake race. His previous races, the Cigar Mile, the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile.
A lot of good races, yeah.
Pennsylvania Derby. I mean, this horse has run nothing. The Metropolitan.
Yep.
Westchester, the Carter. Every race on this horse's resume is a stake race for the most part. Listen, he's 10 out of 16 and he earned over $1,200,000. So take nothing away from him, but that's why he ran on Lasix last time for the first time, just so people understand you're not allowed to use Lasix in stake races in most tracks.
What are the different reasons, John, that a trainer or an owner, of course, an owner will decide, well, this is a good horse. I'm running in all these big races, but for this particular time, I'm going to put him in an optional claimer.
Well, obviously, it was the first horse's start since December, so it was his first race in 6 months. I would say they just gave the horse, just a race. It was yeah, exactly.
So they were never getting rid of him. This was just a race to put him in.
He wasn't in the claiming race. It was an optional claimer. Yeah. He was not in there to be claimed. I could guarantee you that. Correct.
Okay. All right. So let's start in order. Let's go with, hold on, let me pop up, make sure I have all these comments that come in. Oh, Diane, thank you very much. Yes. Good evening to you as well. Let's get started with the one, Katona. And Katona is a 20-1 shot that is in the third race following. And actually, no, there was trainer change. That was just going to Dubai. But that Dubai race, which is actually a 10 on the sheets, which just one off his all-time best. Actually, he had an 8 a couple of years ago. Anyway, 10th in that race, 6th in the race at Churchill. That was the Ali Shiva, which was just earlier this month. Ran a 14 in that one. Has a grade 2 win on the resume. But, John, only 1 win in the money over the last 8 after starting 9 of 12 in the money. So he hasn't really been going all that great lately.
Yeah, and apparently he's lost a step or two because obviously he was faster 2 years ago when he ran a 7 and an 8. Last year, only able to get to 9s. And this year, his top is a 10 and an 11. So he's progressively getting worse. He's 20-1 for a reason. You know, I like Doug O'Neill. He's a nice guy, and he's a terrific trainer. But I just think this horse has seen his better days.
The 2 is Alexander Helios, 6-1 shot. This is Safi Joseph, and Red Ortiz Jr. is actually off to a slow start so far in this meet. But the horse really went well numbers-wise. From March of last year, 14, all the way to 7 in February. But then in the last race, which was actually the first race since February, but that's not too much time off, because actually enough time where you had to question the bounce factor. So we went from a 7, which was a 2-point new top, to a 10 in that race last time out, John. But what do you think at 6-1 about Alexander Helios?
Well, he's got a couple of things going for him. First of all, his trainer is terrific, as everybody knows, Safi Joseph. He has 2 starts at Churchill, a win and a second, so that's a plus. And the distance, he has 1 win and 1 second in 3 starts. So, you know, the horse checks a lot of boxes. Question is, how long, what price is he going to be? If he's going to be much shorter than this price, I don't think I want him.
Yeah, the good part is unlike Katona, Alexander Helios is racing right now the best of his career.
Correct.
So,
yeah, but Katona is 20-1. This horse is going to be 4-1. So.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, especially with that combo, Red Ortiz Jr. and Safi Joseph, he probably will go off at 4-1.
Yeah.
That's too low. All right. Antiquarian is an interesting long shot because this is the Peter Pan winner from last year. Ran a 7 in that race, which was actually the only time this horse has ever raced at the distance we're going to be racing here at 1 1/8 miles. So it was the best race, and he raced without Lasix that day. So that's a good sign. Those are good signs. Since then, he bounced to a 10 in his next race. But then he hadn't raced since since June. So that was actually a 10-month layoff. His last race, the race in April where he won an optional claim and ran a 10 in that race. So what do you think about this Pletcher Velasquez horse at 15-1, who does have a 7 on the board?
Well, I have a general rule. If anybody likes a horse over 10-1, I never try to talk them off of them. The problem with this horse is if you cover the 1-7 that he ran last year at Aqueduct, and if you look at the race, he got a lot of credit for being extremely wide that day. So if you cover that 7, what does he really have? 10 at best? I don't think a 10 is going to get it done here. And I don't think he's running the 7. He can. He's 4 years old. He's lightly raced.
Yeah.
You know, and he's 15-1. So I don't want to talk you off him. If you like him, you could certainly make a case for him.
Yeah, the 2 long shots in this race, the 3, and we'll get to the 10. I actually would probably go with the 3.
I would go with the 3 also. The 3 has more upside to him than the 1, if that's who you're comparing him to.
Yeah.
I like the 3 better than the 1 if I had to choose between both of them.
Because another way we could look at it is only, like you said, very young, 4 years old, very short career.
15 get better.
Yeah, 15, 15, 11, 7, the bounce to the 10, the 8-month layoff, the 10-month layoff, wins, and now this is just the second race. So there's something to like about the horse. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of good horses in this race. Okay. The 4 is Mystic Dan. And we've talked a lot about Mystic Dan for the last couple of years. And finally, in his last race, he showed up. He had not shown up since winning the Derby. No, and he still hasn't won since then. But he ran a 6. And now the problem is that was a 3-point new top, and he's coming back in less than a month or just about a month. So we're now going to look at a potential bounce here. Plus the price is real low.
I don't want any. I mean, again, the horse could certainly win off of numbers. If he runs near the 6, he has a shot, but he's more likely to run a 10 than he is to repeat the 6. At a short price, I don't want this horse. Not for me.
The 5 is one of the horses I don't really think has much going here. Best Actor, a 30-1 shot. The last couple of races with the new trainer coming away from Brad Cox has not been good.
No.
The 6 is Hall of Fame. Another, nice contender here at 8-1. Ortiz, Asmussen. Boy, what's going on with Steven Asmussen in this meet so far?
I don't know. I really like this horse too, and so that puts me in a very tough situation because I know this horse is making a forward move to the 6. The barn is just ice cold. They're literally 3 for 80 something. That's just unheard of for Asmussen, But I'm betting horses again. The connections are on the slow side. Well, certainly Steve Asmussen is not having a Hall of Fame year like he usually does. I mean, to have him 3 for 80 some. But again, this is going to end up being my top selection.
Oh, okay. Well,
he's 8-1.
Look at the 4. Look at the 4 races this year: 6-8, 6-8.
So he alternates: good race, bad race, good race. And
that means the 6 is coming.
Right, and his bad races are good enough to win the race. You may win the race with an 8. I'm not saying you will, but you have a chance to. That's all.
Another good thing is he's raced on Churchill 3 times. And the numbers have got increasingly better all 3 times, from an 18 to an 11 to an 8. So Hall of Fame at 8-1. That right now is John's top pick. Okay, next up is Most Wanted. This is going to be
top pick?
Yeah, this is going to be my top pick. I just think it's the line is just too nice for me.
By the way, he was my original top pick too, until I got a text about 15 minutes ago that he will be scratching.
Oh, okay. Well,
that kind of
Most Wanted will not be my top pick.
But don't feel bad, because he was actually my top pick too until I found out he was scratching.
Yeah, the line was just too sweet. So, all right. Well, hopefully we'll see Most Wanted again at some other time.
We'll see him running on Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Well,
yep. At another race at Churchill, he'll be 1-5, just so you should know.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Okay. All right. Now comes the 8. And at this point, this is going to end up being my top pick then. The 8 is Banishing, a 9-2 shot with Proud on board. It ran a 4 last December, started the year bouncing to an 8, and then made the forward move, a couple 7s, a 5 at Oaklawn in April in the grade 2 race at the Oaklawn Handicap. Then after the 5, you could say he bounced a little bit to the 9 in that last start of the grade 1 race at Churchill. So I expect another forward move, hopefully here. Again, you got Pratt on board, and 9-2 is not bad.
No, but again, with the 7 coming out of the race, Most Wanted.
Yeah,
so the 7 was 7-2. You have to reduce everybody's odds.
Yep.
That's the problem. Off of numbers, the horse certainly figures and should be, he's getting Pratt. Pratt rode him twice before, 3 and 4 starts back with a win in his second. The problem I have with this horse is I don't like horses that are 5 years old, for example, like this horse is, and he's only been the distance twice. So obviously they think, or the connections think, that he's a lot better sprinting than he is routing, because a horse that runs this kind of numbers should find plenty of stake races at distance, that this horse could compete with off of the numbers. So that's the only knock I have on the horse. I think he's better going shorter. I don't know if he wants the 1.125, even though the race 2 starts back. The 5 at Oaklawn was at 1.125. But David Jacobson had a terrific meet at Oaklawn. And, he would have to repeat that meet here. I don't know. I'm using him as one of my hookups, but he's not my top pick.
Next up is Post Time. So this is the morning line favorite at 3-1. And as I alluded to before, he's coming off a 4, which is he actually ran a 5 last February I actually wound up bouncing to a 10 at that point. But coming off of 4, and again, as we talked about, that was the Lasix race as well. But yeah, I mean, you can understand why he's the morning line favorite.
Okay, so let's look at this horse's career. Last year, he ran an 8 first time out, which was good, right? So then he ran the 5, and off the 5, what did he do? He bounced to the 10.
Yeah.
Then he moved forward, he ran the 7. And what did he do off the 7? He bounced to the 12. And then he ran the 9. And what did he do off the 9? He bounced to the 11. Right.
Yes.
Then he ran the 7. And even though he ran the 7, he still bounced next time out to an 8. So he never, ever has put 2 races together as far as numbers are concerned. That being said, listen,
it's a low number.
What?
So even if it's a low number, so even if he bounces to a 6, that might be good enough to win.
Well, but yeah, exactly. But as the favorite, I would only
3 to 1. And now maybe even money. Yeah,
exactly. So you answered the questions yourself. So the favorite certainly is vulnerable. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. And that's what we're always looking for, because otherwise,
Mystic Dan, who will be probably second or third choice, I don't want him. He's going to be short. But go ahead, finish the race. Go to
I hope that's it's actually a good thing that when you see horses like Mystic Dan in there that you want to bet against.
They're going to take money and they could win. Again, anyone that wants to bet them, I'm not here to tell you not to bet them. It's that kind of race where you can make a case for a lot of horses.
Yep, sure can.
Any edge in playing Mystic Dan, that's all.
And the other long shot we talked about, or we're going to talk about, was Tennessee Lamb. This is Luis Saez on board at 15 to 1. That's the 10 horse. The good thing is that he's coming off the 2 10s, so those are pairs. He's also coming off a grade 3 win, which was not on Lasix. So he had run all of these races on Lasix, then moves to no Lasix for the first time in a while, and still goes out and gets a win and maintains the best number he's ever run, which was a 9. So again, there are positive things about this shot, but we just thought that the 3 was a little better.
There are a lot of positives about this horse, and the line on the sheets is very strong because last year he paired 11s, and now he actually paired up 10s. His last 2 races are both 10s. The problem is he would have to take a giant leap. He would have to improve 3 or 4 points off of the 10s to compete with some of the other faster horses in the race. But the line is strong. The price is right. You're getting Luis Saez. If you wanted to include him, I could see it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too where if you want, like I'm going to do with 4 horses, but if you even had just 3 horses in an exacta and you wanted to put your favorite with a couple of the long shots, then why not? I mean, give it a chance. All right, John, so you're going to go with the 6 on top of?
I got to tell you, I'm really taking. I'm just hoping that he turns things around in a hurry, like in the next 48 hours. But Steve Asmussen eventually will win more races, and the price is just too good. If the 6 is a short price, I don't need to bet. But if he's really 5 to 1 or more, to me, it's the right horse to play. I'm using the 6 in exactas with. Let's do it like this. 6 with the 8 for sure, the 9 for sure, and now my third horse is either going to be okay. Let's go 6 with 8, 9, 10.
All right, and I will go with 8 over 3, 6, 10.
Okay,
so there you go. So we've got the 8 and the 6. Those are our top picks here for race number 10 at Churchill, and now we turn our attention to race number 11. And this is going to be run at close to 6 o'clock on Saturday night. So nothing crazy like that late Eastern time zone stuff we talked about on Sunday. I hope everybody had a good Memorial Day, by the way. And we appreciate everybody who took their time out to watch our show. And hopefully you made a little money along the way. Okay, so let's get going here. With race number 11, we'll go ahead and move the entries into the view for everybody to see. And the morning line favorite is the 5, and that's going to be a 5-2 shot by the name of Classic Q. Another almost similar to what we just talked about in the last race, another potential bounce with the favorite. So we'll get into that. And then the 7 is the 3 to 1 shot, Lush Lips. We talked about this horse about a month or two ago, and the horse just keeps getting better. It looks like on the numbers. So Lush Lips and the 5 Classic Q. Those are the top two horses on the morning line. All right, so let's get to it. Jayla, whatever, doesn't matter. A little bit too slow, John. 18 and 17 on turf.
I agree. I don't like this horse.
The 2 is Here for a Good Time. So this is a 6-1 shot. And once again, a Red Otis Jr., even Brendan Walsh is off to a slow start at this meet. So a lot of big names off to slow starts at Churchill so far. 15 last time out. 18 before that. I'm only talking about the 2 turf races. So at least after the 18, he made a move to the 15. Had a 15 in between when he ran that race on dirt, which was actually the race where he broke his maiden at Keeneland.
Well, it was scheduled to be on the grass, but it was rained off that day. But if you look at this horse, what did he do this year? He paired 18s, and what happened? He ran a new top, the 15. I understand it was dirt. But to confirm that it was a real race, he paired up 15s. So isn't it time for him to make a forward move? He's somewhat of a price. I don't think he's impossible. The line is strong.
Next up, we have the 3 Etoradora, a 20-1 long shot, who has, just like we talked about with the other horse in the race that we just did, this horse also up and down, never puts 2 together, which means that if the horse then turns things around and has a good race, maybe you get a 12, or maybe better than that if you're lucky. Anyway, I'm just bringing this up because the horse has finished second 50% of the time. And at 20-1, I don't think it's the worst, idea in the world if you want to try to make some money and hook him up with one of the favorites.
I agree, but I also disagree with something you said. You said he never puts 2 together. Running a 14 off a 13, in my opinion, is kind of putting 2 together. It's not like he ran an 18 off the 13. Okay. He stayed within a point. I'm just, just for some education.
And it was actually also the first time he was not on LASIK.
Yeah. So
that even made that number look better.
Yeah. So that's why, you say he doesn't put 2, but it's a 3-year-old. She's allowed to get better. So she could be getting better.
All right. The 4. Now I was waiting for this one. Fixing the B. So here you've got a horse. I don't think I've ever seen this before since we've been talking about pairs. But so the horse starts off with 223s, a pair. And what does he do in the 3rd race? Well, he does a new 5-point top, actually wins the race. So what does he do in his next turf race? He runs also an 18. So on the 2 turf races, he actually runs 2 18s. And so what does he do in the next race after that? Well, he runs a new 3-point top. He runs a 15. And what does he do in the next race? Well, he runs another 15. So he's coming into this race on a best pair again. And every time he comes into this situation, he just keeps getting better.
Yeah. Listen, you could read it like that. But the problem is with this race in particular is that you have so many horses that can run between a 13 and 15. And I'm predicting for this horse to possibly make a forward move. That's why this race is difficult. But that being said, you read it well, and if you want to play the horse, go ahead. She is coming off of LASIK, but big deal. She ran without LASIK before and ran fine.
Yeah. Okay. Next, and 10-1, so that's also important. We're not talking like one of the favorites. Okay. Classic Q, a 5-2 morning line favorite. You got Ortiz on board having a good meet, coming off an 8 at Churchill, winning that race. That was the first big win after a maiden win. But this is a 5-point new top, and it's going to be in a 4-week span. It's also going to be off LASIK. The 8 was on LASIK. So, we always talk about nitpicking favorites. Well, I think we can nitpick Classic Q, can't we?
Well, you can if you want, or you could just surrender the race to this horse. Depends what
he does have because he's got like the only 8 in the race, right?
Exactly. It's not like he ran another 13 or 14 last time. But you happen to be right. The rules are, listen, you ran a 5-point new top and you're coming back in less than a month. Usually not the greatest of situations, But that being said, the horse really never did anything wrong. You see, you're reading the 15 as a backward move, but there was big trouble there. It was off Lasix that day. She only bounced the point. So I'm reading it more like 14, 14, 13, 8. So in my opinion, I don't think she's ever done anything wrong. Except running the 8 last time out could be doing something wrong. Just saying.
And being 5-2.
Yeah. Listen, I would much rather bet her. Well, the next horse is 10-1, totally justified. So.
Yeah, totally justified. I don't see anything with this horse. Do you?
No.
I mean, she did run a 15.
Looks like other horses in the race. The only difference is a little slower than some other horses.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's like I got so many others to choose from. Why would I choose this horse? All right, Lush Lips. This is a 3-1 shot to 7, and it really has the best line. I'm not talking about number, just the best line where she's gone 15 with the new trainer, Walsh, 15 on synthetic, 14, 13, 12 on turf. So it's nice gradual movement, finishing first and second in all 4 races under Walsh. But she's 3-1. But yeah, I mean, she's 3-1 for a reason.
And you're getting, Flavian Pratt rode the horse last time out. The only, we talk about nitpicking and things like that. The only problem I have with this horse is if you look between the 15 last year and the 14 this year, plenty of time off. The 14 first out this year to the 13 and start number 2 this year was with over 2 months off. And even the 13 to the 12, her race 2 starts back to her last race, she had also close to 2 months off, right? She ran March 8th to May. So now, for the first time, she's coming back closer than she usually comes back. That's all I'm saying. So keep it in mind.
Absolutely. Look, I never, just like you, I don't like taking the favorites if I can avoid it, but I actually would probably take the 7 over the 5 just because I'm afraid of the big bounce from the 5. Anyway, Fionn is the 8, and you got, by the way, Brad Cox is also off to a little bit of a slow start in this meet. So is Florent Giroux.
Not one of them are as cold as Asmussen is, though.
No.
But I'm getting them off the Schneid Saturday. Watch.
Okay. Yeah, this is, I hope so. Yes. Well, as far as this horse is concerned, he's got a nice line with the pairs because he ran 2 15s, then turned in that to a 13, didn't win the race. That was that grade 2 race. So but the line is nice. It's 27, 2 15s, and a 13. So this horse just keeps getting better.
Race. I'm looking at numbers and patterns on horses. She has a forward moving line, and that's what I'm looking to play. Horses that I know are moving forward.
Yes, and she's certainly doing that. The 9 is Machea, a 20-1 long shot. Distance.
First of all, the name of the horse is Machaya.
Machaya.
Yeah, it's a Yiddish word for pleasure. But go ahead.
Oh, so of course you would know that, John.
You got an extra bonus here. No charge. Go ahead.
So Pleasure is 20-1, running an 18, 17, 15 on turf. So there's nothing wrong with that. But again, the distance might be a little bit of an issue. What is this? What is it when a trainer keeps doing this, like going 6.5 furlongs, then a mile and a 16th, a mile and a 16th, and then 5.5 furlongs, and then back to a mile and what is all that?
They're trying to figure out what the best distance for the horse is. But, at this point, technically, I would say the horse is probably better off sprinting, and she certainly wants the turf. He ran the horse on the dirt 2 starts back, which was not a good idea, but I guess that was some big stake race. Yeah, Churchill. I don't know. What is she going to do? No.
I guess the good thing is she has gotten better in all
three of her she's never gone backwards, but this time she's running close.
Yeah.
And, it's not like she has to beat one horse. She has to beat 7 other horses that could run the number that she runs.
Again, another one of these horses that you can throw some positive things in there, but there's so many other horses to choose from.
But that's the kind of race it is. You can make excuses for so many horses, and
make a good case.
Yes.
All right, the 10 is Golden Sunshine. And unfortunately, the thing that sticks out here, the 2:14s she ran were both on Lasix. The rest of the time, there weren't bad numbers, but the same numbers we've been talking about, 15s and 16s.
Yeah, but she does have a 15 as a 2-year-old in career start number 3, and that was without Lasix, right? The problem I have with this horse is that she's not really getting better. You know, when you run a 15 as a 2-year-old, well, as a 3-year-old, you're supposed to come out and run 12s and work your way down to 10s. This horse came out and she only ran what the best she ran as a 2-year-old. So it's somewhat of a flat line to me. And for that reason, I passed on her.
Let's see. By the way, while we were doing this, what is this? Northern Invader to win race 7? Question mark. Is that a horse in this card?
Who asked the question?
That is actually, I don't see anybody's name on there. What is that about? That's the first time I've ever seen just X. Unless that's his name, X. Oh, X wants to know.
Yeah,
Northern
is not in the 7th race.
Oh, early adopter. That's the one from Great Britain. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Where she's talking about. Yeah, you explain a little bit more with that. Let's see. Also, CB4U to win. That's for you, John.
Me to win? Win what? What are we talking about?
John is a wizard at this game. What he knows is not printed in the post positions.
Oh, there you go.
And Curtis Clark. I have a question for you, John, regarding the non-DQ of wounding up at Santa Anita.
That was Sunday. That was Sunday or Monday's races. No, the horse. I don't think the horse should have come down. I mean, the other horse was never going by, my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
And you're going to start questioning stewards. The stewards in California are always people always complaining about them. I just stopped complaining. There's no point in doing it. Just turn.
They're not going to listen to you.
Turn the page and go to the next race. And I know it's easier said than done because it eats the crap out of people, and rightfully so. You know, I don't believe there should ever be DQs, honestly, unless a horse knocks a horse down. Call the jockey into the room the next morning and fine him. Give him 3 days. Give him a week. Fine him. Don't penalize the players who picked the winner but got taken down because of some foolish infraction. There are times the horse should come down. But, you know, if it's touch and go, they got to let him stay. Play the game. Find the jockey. Suspend him if you want. Don't penalize the players.
What was the? Well, I didn't obviously see
that. The horse
so.
named Wounding that ran on, again, it was either Sunday or Monday. I remember the race now because he came out in the middle of the stretch or whatever. I was playing like 4 tracks. I didn't pay that much attention. The horse was a big favorite. It was short field, short price. I don't know. Whatever.
So he finished in second and they just DQ'd him?
No, I think he won and they kept him up. Maybe I'm wrong. I could go check for you while you're talking. Keep talking.
Well, that's Curtis could tell us.
Oh, Curtis. Obviously, he wanted to be put up, and maybe he's right.
There it is. Got beat by a head.
Oh, okay. Well.
All right. Yeah, there it goes.
You know what? You could go bring that page up for Patreon, and we could discuss it.
That's right. That's what those Q&A sessions will be about. So
yeah, they could pick up brain for an hour or whatever it is. And,
yes, and we'll put that together for sure. So look out for it. Actually, what I might do is if just so everybody knows, if we can put it together for next week, which I'm hoping for because it's such a big week, and I'd like to add a couple of races if I could, and that's the way we would do it. That what I'll do is we'll put maybe some sort of a live promo or something, a video up early in the week. So subscribe so you don't miss that. And then this way I'll just come on for a few minutes, let everybody know what's going on with Patreon, and I'll make an announcement and let everybody know exactly how it'll work. So look out for that video, and hopefully I'll be able to put it all together before next Wednesday when all the action begins at Saratoga.
Well, by the way, if you read the chart on that wound up, according to the chart, the horse probably should have come down. It sounds like he drifted 5 times in the race. You had a legitimate beef there. I'll go watch the race and give you a better read on it next time. I'll be prepared. I didn't know that this was going to be a question. But he's right. Curtis Clark, you are right.
Yeah. And again, Curtis, and anybody out there, if you have those types of questions on races like that we can get the video and John can look at it and then we can play it here. And if you let us know before the show, we can go ahead and get it all set up for you. All right. And then one more to go here before the picks, and that is Delaine. And Delaine, I mean, the bad part is she's the 11 post. And I say, and look, she does have only 15s. But the good thing is that on the 3 turf races, she has established a 7-point top and a 5-point top in the last 2 turf races. But, again, it's a 15. And we have been talking about all these 15s in this race. And I guess because of that, I mean, the good thing is she's 15-1.
Yeah, but guess what? She's got the same 15 that
yeah, I know.
9 other horses in the race have.
As Passion and all these other horses. Yeah. Fixing the B. Yep. All right, John. So who are you going to? Who's your favorite girl here?
I'm going to take the chicken way out. Okay.
Oh, you're going to go with the Classic Q?
That's what I'm doing. And only because, to be honest with you, if I don't pick Classic Q, I don't know who to pick, because basically the rest of the field is really all within a point or 2 of each other. So I ended up on Classic Q, the 5. I'll play exactas with the 2, Here for a Good Time, the 3, who's 20-1, Adadora. The problem is you can use a lot of other horses, and I guess the 8, Fiona. 5 with the 2, 3, 8.
Okay.
I'm not using the 5 and 7 together because they're both short prices. You understand? That's why I avoided the 7. What's the point to have a 2-1 and a 5-2?
No.
There's no value.
Do that.
No. So that's why I went 5 with 2, 3, 8. I had to pick between one of the 2 short price horses. I went to the 5.
All right. So give me that again. 5 over
2, 3, 8.
2, 3, 8. Okay. So I am going to go with
questions before I say good night.
I'm going to go with the 7.
Oh, I'm
Lush
sorry.
Lips.
I apologize.
That's okay.
7 with.
You're under the weather. You could do what you want tonight. And then so over the 3, the 4, and I'll do the 8. So John's going to go 5 over 2, 3, 8. I'm going to go 7 over 3, 4, 8. And that is going to wrap it up. By the way, next week, again, it's Saratoga.
That cost Curtis Clark $4,600. So he had a right to be pissed off. And certainly understandable.
Curtis. No wonder.
I'm sorry for you, Curtis. Those hurt.
There's
no question about it. You don't get that many opportunities to collect $4,600, and you got the raw
under a DQ.
Yeah.
Ugh. You had to sit there for how long and wait for them to bury.
Yeah. While 3
the knife in you slowly.
While 3 clowns are deciding, what do we need? What did you bet? I got 4 with 7, 8. What do you? I'll take them down.
Does anybody need this? Yeah. All right.
Only
so
kidding.
Again,
no, only kidding. It's a joke. I don't want to get suspended.
Don't forget, next week, not only will we be on the air for the Belmont Stakes, and we'll figure out again.
By the way, whatever goes on in the Patreon room stays in the Patreon room.
That's right.
I can come out.
So you understand that, because none of that stuff is going out for free.
Right.
So it's only for anybody.
Not only that, whatever comments we have, at least if they're going to go after me, they might as well pay to go after me.
Pay for it. Yes. We always make some money off of it. Not that we're going to charge very much, because we're not. So,
no.
All right, John, I'll let you go. I'll close up here. Thanks for doing this. I know you're obviously under the weather. And then next week, when do you think we might have the Belmont odds and sheets available?
I wouldn't look at anything before Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, really? So it'd be a late week next week, not like the last couple. Okay. No. All right. So we'll probably see everybody. I'll close out. Go ahead, John. Appreciate your time.
Hey, Greg. Thank you.
Take care. All right. So again, next week, what we're going to do is, as John just said, it'll more than likely be Wednesday night or Thursday night. So the sooner we get the information, and the good thing is it's local, so John ain't going anywhere. So the soon as we can get that information, we're going to go ahead and put the promo out. So again, you subscribe, you know exactly when it's going to be available. Don't forget, when you subscribe, hit that bell. And if you haven't done that before and you have subscribed, hit that bell, because the bell, again, is a great way where it indicates whenever shows, videos are going to be posted. It'll just pop up on your email. And that's something, again, that you might even want for this week, because as I said, I'm going to try really hard to get the Patreon up, the new Patreon, which is going to be, the old Patreon was with John and I over on Prime Sports Network. And we kind of brought it over here, and it's been lingering. But we're going to move everything over to the new Patreon, which is going to be a Proline TV Patreon. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a horse racing tier, and then we're going to have other tiers for everything else going on the channel. So we're not going to put the horse racing tier and mix it with other things on the channel. And the reason for that is because the horse racing show has done well on this channel. And that's because this channel is new. And so the good thing is we came from other channels that we already had the horse racing show cooking with traffic. We brought it over here. And that's why we're ahead of the game regarding the other topics on this channel. So anyway, that's the reason why we're going to have a horse racing tier. So this way you don't have to feel like you're paying for something that you don't even want. And then if you do want other coverage, like we're going to have this really awesome football contest. If you're into football handicapping, if you like to join football contests, we're going to have an NFL contest. And that's going to be part of the tier that you can join. And you basically get the opportunity to go up against all the great handicappers that Jim Feist and Mark Lawrence have been around. I mean, these guys are the top of the line. So that's going to be really fun. We'll do that all season. And that's something that we're going to be starting probably like a week or two after we get this horse racing tier up. So you'll be able to check it out. We'll have links and all that. You can look on the page and decide for yourself. If the horse racing tier will be right there. It'll be easy to order. And then if you want the other tiers, you can do that as well. But anyway, like I said, in closing, if we can get this up, I see no reason why I won't be able to get it up. Let's just put it that way. So just look out for the video. All right. So the video that I'm going to be making is going to say everything that you want to know about the Patreon. Obviously, we're going to tell you about the Patreon when we do the show next Wednesday and Thursday anyway. But the reason it's important is because Saratoga is starting on Wednesday. There might be a race that we decide that we want to do on Wednesday before this race, or even Thursday, the card on Thursday. We do it on Thursday night. And so in order to get those races, you'd have to join our Patreon. So watch out for the video coming out as soon as I can put it out, probably sometime over the weekend. And you can also ask anything you want on any of the video comment sections. You have a question, something regarding the Patreon, and you just haven't, for whatever reason, you don't know when the video is coming out and you want more information, you can just say whatever you want to say on the comment section of any of our videos, including this one. Okay, so that is going to do it. And again, for next week, look out for, just so you know, when it's all going to begin. It looks like, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't concern yourself with Wednesday. I was looking at the Saratoga race card on Wednesday, and I don't think there would have been any races we would have done there anyway. Thursday, though, has 2 graded stakes races. And then Friday has 4 grade 1s and 2 grade 2s. So I can tell you right now, we'll definitely wind up doing at least one race on Friday. Maybe we do a race on Thursday. That's possible. But we're definitely going to do a race on Friday. And then when we come on the air for our Belmont preview, we're going to have the Belmont Stakes preview. And who knows? John may even decide to do the bonus races that we'll be doing on Patreon from Saturday's card, because Saturday's card is going to be really awesome too. And Sunday even has a couple of grade 3 races. So who knows? Maybe we can put the new week. We'll begin with Sunday. So maybe we can add those races in, because next week, after the Belmont on Saturday, if you do want to consider Sunday the new week, that might be a good idea, because we'll only have the Delaware Oaks, the Salvatore Mile at Monmouth, and the Eatontown at Monmouth, as well as the Daytona at Santa Anita to choose from. So slim pickings after that. Even in 2 weeks, you only have a grade 3 at Churchill and a grade 3 the Ohio Derby. So you've got only 2 grade 3s the week after that. So we're gonna, but after that it starts getting better again. Churchill's got the Stephen Foster and so forth. So we're gonna try to creatively put maybe, I don't know, maybe it's possible we'll put additional bonus races next week, and then pile on there. So then, you know what I'm saying? So like, let's say we average out 10 bonus races on Patreon a month for the price that we're going to charge. So maybe what we do is say, well, why don't we just do 3 races this week, or even 4 bonus races from Saratoga this week? And then next week, it's just 1 race. The week after that, it's 1 race. You see what I'm saying? So because those races aren't going to be anywhere near as big. Anyway, these are the things that we'll talk about. It's all up to John at the end of the day, putting the final picks together and the races and exactly how he wants to do this. So either way, we hope you enjoyed the show as always. Don't forget to like and share the video. Sharing the video is also very helpful. And again, if you see the thanks icon on the bottom of the screen, the thanks icon is how you can donate to the channel. So for Jon Hardoon, I'm Greg DePalma. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we'll see you again real soon here on Pro.